Yo, what's going on, guys? This is the 4th Gen Gamer here, bringing you guys a brand new countdown. This week we are going to be doing top 5 Generation 6 Pokemon that were introduced in X and Y. Swami, you want to explain what we're doing?
Basically, we are counting down our favorite Pokemon from the 6th generation, the final generation thus far. Pokemon 650 to 7, technically 18 right now. And basically, it can be a variety of reasons. It could be personal experience, it could be the looks, the aesthetics of it, the design, or it could just be awesome moveset or whatever. But that's how we're counting it down. Right back to you, Josh.
Yes, and as you guys know, this countdown that we're doing from now on is going to be with Swami and a guest. If you want to introduce yourself, this week we have...
JustPlayPokémon. What's up, guys? If you guys don't know me, youtube.com/JustPlayPokémon is your place for all things Pokemon and fun. That's what I'm about. So this top 5 list may be a little different from the other ones you see just for that alone, simply because I'm more about fun than I am super competitive, and this Pokemon has this stat and that stat. So I wanted to throw that in there right away before anybody jumps on my case for anything that's on my list.
I see.
So there we go.
Yes, so let's jump into number 5.
Coming at number 5 for myself, I have Furfrou, the Poodle Pokemon. Basically, Furfrou is just one of those really cool Pokemon that can have 10 different forms. You can cut its hair, all different things, and it's pretty cool. It has the ability Fur Coat, which halves damage from physical moves, so it definitely has the ability to be a mixed wall with 60 defense, not the best, but if you kind of boost that up, has good speed, good special defense at 90, decent attack and decent HP. It's more of a fun Pokemon as a normal type than really anything else, but I like it, and I like the design and the style to it, especially its shiny form. So that's my number 5. How about you, Josh?
Yeah, I remember Furfrou, when I saw like it leaked, it wasn't that great, but like I guess it's cool with like different haircuts and stuff. But
it's definitely grown on me.
Yeah, I haven't really given it a shot or anything. I've only like seen pictures of it. But number 5, I have Goodra, the pseudo legend for X and Y, and it's kind of like just one of those things like. It's the pseudo, first of all, and I remember using it in competitive battling. I got it when, like, you know, the starters. You remember, like, that 1 week of time where, like, everyone would, like, you could trade a Piplup for anything that you wanted. Like,
yep.
It was crazy. I got a Goodra, and it had pretty good moves. I think it was, like, Sludge Bomb, Thunderbolt. Like, you teach it any special move you want, and it'll wreck shit. You know, obviously, it's maybe not as flashy as some other of the pseudo legends, like maybe Garchomp or Metagross, Salamence, all those really awesome pseudos. Definitely probably one of my least favorites pseudos, but you know, it's cool, and I like it in battle. And you know, obviously the pre-evo is Goomy. It's like, it's Goomy, and it's kind of like blah. I don't know.
It looks sexy. It looks super sexy, doesn't it? No, I'm kidding. It was totally like, I got one in a Wonder Trade. I was doing a random Wonder Trade video. I'm like, what the hell is this thing? You know, you were talking about earlier in the week. You know, and you know, when it first came out, and it was like, what is this ugly thing? And people were like, no, shut up, JPP. It's an awesome Pokemon. It's really good. I'm like, all right, chill. Yeah. I got this.
I didn't like it at all at first.
Definitely. The looks I was turned off by, but then I started battling with it. And it was
oh, yeah, definitely. Crap. It's a wall, and it also deals out the damage with the special moves. Just don't teach any physical moves, no Earthquake or anything. You're good. But yeah, what do you have, Just Play?
I have Froakie at my number 5 spot. And I mentioned Froakie in particular and not Greninja because when I first saw my Frogadier evolve into Greninja, I wanted to cry. I was like,
bad cry.
He did so good with the first 2 evolutions, and then the third one has a tongue scarf. What is this? Like, I just couldn't get over it. I named one of my videos like something about stupid tongue scarf or tongue scarf Greninja. Like, but Froakie, man, holy crap. I saw that and I'm like, that is a badass looking frog Pokemon. It's blue. That's one of my favorite colors. It's awesome, and I love the look of it. And then on top of that, it was my starter for my Let's Play of Pokemon Y, my first one that I went through. And man, to me, it was the best of the 3 starters, looks-wise and competitively. I think a lot of people would use a Greninja. Yeah, definitely.
Protein, it's probably one of the best Pokemon in the game.
Everyone was looking for a Protein Froakie at the start, so that's why it was for me. I love the way it looked, and then on top of that, it battles well also.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's head on to number 4, moving on in the countdown.
Alright, in at number 4, I have the final evolution of JPP's number 5. My number 4 is Greninja. I find Greninja to be a really cool Pokemon, especially the shiny form. My specific shiny form, because it's black, I call it Shadow. It is perfect. It is beautiful. It's a pain in the ass to breed being a starter, but with protein, it is one of the, I guess, most versatile Pokemon in the game. One of the best expert belt users, and it has fantastic speed and very good special attack and very reasonable attack. So you could go either way with it. I guess Water Shuriken being a priority move makes it a little bit better for an attack, but so many abilities like Extra Sensory, Dark Pulse, etc. make it good for special attack. Either way, I love it. It's probably my favorite of the 3 starters for 6th gen. That's my reasoning. Josh?
It's got a tongue scarf. Boo!
It does, but it's red.
It's like on SpongeBob when like Squidward comes out and they start throwing the tomatoes like, boo! Tongue scarf.
But it's red when it's shiny.
Yeah, you know, I love the shiny. Love the shiny.
Yeah, the shiny Greninja you cannot argue with, man.
Yeah.
What you got, Josh?
I have Sylveon. I do have Sylveon, and yeah, I was kind of like, I'm like on and off with Sylveon, and I've used it a little bit. And here's the thing, I don't really do that much battling in like 6th gen after I beat the game, whether it's Wi-Fi or the Battle Mason or Showdown. I do a little bit, but I just kind of like Sylveon, I feel like it just symbolizes the new fairy typing. I feel like, you know, it was, you know, the new form of Mewtwo, and what's this mysterious evolution, and it was kind of just like, you know, it has like little ribbons on it, and, you know, we were all kind of wondering what the fuck it is, and a lot of people were saying fairy type when I was like, it's not going to be fairy, that would be stupid, and it was fairy, which, you know,
well, it
whatever.
is pretty stupid, but...
Yeah, but I think it just kind of like symbolizes, like, there are not that many Pokemon that really like symbolize a type, and I feel like Sylveon is like, that's like the true, like, just... the epitome of fairy types. I don't know. It's just something about it. And just the way that you do it, it actually makes Pokemon to me not incredibly pointless. It at least has a little bit of a point because you can evolve with it. But Sylveon's more like, you know, just that, you know, symbol of, I don't know. It's a symbol, so.
I don't like Sylveon because they just skipped a whole bunch of typing when making evolutions.
Yeah,
they
this
missed
is true.
fighting and poison and ground and flying and bug and rock and ghost and dragon and steel. That's not right.
Game Freak.
They're discriminating.
They'll get there. I think they'll get there. But I definitely see what you're talking about. I mean, when I think of psychic types, I still think of Mewtwo. So, you know, I think that association there is definitely true. And the other thing is, when I faced the fairy gym, that Sylveon was nothing to play with, man. That thing will sneak up on you and kick your butt if you're not careful.
If you run a good moveset on it, it'll deal damage.
Pokemon. I think it's one of the best special defensive walls in the game.
Yeah, I could not just take that thing down with one hit for the life of me when I wasn't overleveled, so not bad.
What do you have? Good special attack too.
Yeah. Well, number 4 for me is Pyroar, and I would like to specify that it is the male version of Pyroar and not the female version with the Miley Cyrus haircut. I didn't like that. Again, I'm going to refer to Pokemon Y. When I was first playing through the game, I'm like, that little Leo is badass. Boom, caught it. It was in my party. It was kicking butt. I'm like, this thing's great. It's good attack. You know, has real good attack. Fire types really help you through the early part of the game and everything too, especially the 4th gym. And I loved it. But then I was like, oh, the female and the male evolve into different things. Female looks like Miley Cyrus. I don't like Miley Cyrus. Therefore, I had to go all the way back to the very first forest in the game, and I had to catch me a male Little Leo. And it was worth it, but the encounter rate for male Little Leos is not so hot. But that memory,
wow, that sucks.
Yeah, it was not good. It was like 12.5%, I want to say.
It's 25 to 75.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was not good. It literally took me about a better part of an hour to do it. But part of that stuff and part of Pokemon is the journey. And for me, I have good memories of going through and doing that just to get the kind of Pyroar that I wanted. And then, you know, towards the late game, I mean, that thing just wrecked. I EV trained it and did some other stuff with it, and it was great for me. So, you know, that was one of those new Pokemon that I just really enjoyed.
Yeah, so quick question, though. If the female was more like Nala from Lion King, didn't have that whack hair on it, and it was just a fire type, get rid of the normal, would it be higher on your list?
If it was just a fire type, yes, because the normal typing did hurt it when it came to just, you know, some of the coverages and things in battle. I didn't like the fact that they gave it a normal type. I felt like they did that to weaken it on purpose.
Yeah, it really didn't even have a reason to. I guess just to
hyper voice. But that's
that's true. It does make it. That does give that a stab.
Yep.
All right, so number 3. Let's go.
Coming at number 3, I have Tyrantrum. the fossil Pokemon, the Despot Pokemon. It is so awesome. Its shiny form is blue with silver. Oh, it's so beautiful. I wish I had one that was shiny. I really do.
Ask Elliot. He has every single shiny that exists. He gives them away.
Yeah, I know. I hate him.
I'm jealous.
It has 2 great abilities in Strong Jaw and Rockhead. Strong Jaw really helps. It already has a base attack of 121. It's a ridiculous Pokemon. It can learn all the different fangs, Poison, Fire, Ice, Crunch, all that good stuff. And it is just an awesome looking fossil. And I think it probably might be one of my favorite fossil Pokemon, period. That might be an interesting countdown to do. But what you got at number 3, Josh?
I have Greninja, just like you had number 4, and Greninja is just one of those Pokemon, like, it's not that it's hard to describe, but, like, it's one of those Pokemon that, like, it's high on the, not high on the list, but it's on the list because it was my first starter for X and Y, and, you know, at just 6th gen on the 3DS and everything, and that was just a great experience. Froakie was really cool, and, I just like playing on the final Evo. Like, Froakie was really cool, Frogadier is, you know, whatever, but Greninja, I love, like, the design. I know the tongue scarf, I'm sorry, JPP, but I just love, like, it's like a ninja, and it's a frog, and it's really cool. I'm surprised that he's not, like, water fighting or something. Then again, you don't want to double up, like, Chestnuts, you know, he's, grass fighting. But, you know, Water Dark, that's actually, like, a really, interesting type combo. I don't think there's Crawdaunt.
No, the reason that they do that combination is because they have
it makes
something.
Another trio.
It's a 4-time, 4-time attack on each of the other Pokemon.
Yeah, but it just really, you know, helped me through my first journey and everything. It was just, you know, really good experience. Sometimes, like, you pick your starter and you're like, wow, I really regret this. You know, when you pick, you know, Chikorita in, you know, fucking second gen or whatever.
Second gen, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Sometimes you just pick starter and you just get a bad vibe, but, you know, this time, hey, Greninja came in clutch. He did great for me. What do you got, JPP?
I'm actually going to shock the world and say, you know, me and Swami have the exact same one, Tyrantrum.
What?
Dun, dun, dun. Plot twist.
Zach, it doesn't have a tongue scarf. It looks badass. When I first saw the Dino, when they first released it, I was like, oh my god, they finally did it! Like, the closest thing we probably had was Totodile, you know, but it's a freaking alligator. It's not,
What about,
I mean,
what about
kind of
the
a
actual
dinosaur.
Pokemon Dino?
Yeah, but it wasn't quite like a T-Rex though, you know, like it's the association. It's like 4GG was saying with Sylveon and the fairy type and Mewtwo and the psychic. Like, for me, it was like, okay, a dinosaur, when I think of a dinosaur, I think of a freaking T-Rex. I want that bitch to fuck things up. And that's exactly what Tyrantrum did. As soon as you evolve that thing to Tyrantrum, it's like beast mode. It's on. Fuck everything in the game. I will wreck bitches if I have this thing up.
Except for Dazzling Gleam.
Except for Dazzling Gleam. And that's something I'm actually going to talk about later on. So that's going to be actually number 2 for me. We're going to talk about a certain fairy type Pokemon that I enjoy.
Sounds good. Let's move on.
All right, in at number 2, I have, it's pretty much my favorite Pokemon, but it's not just for a personal aspect, but I'll get to that for number 1. Vivillon is my number 2 Pokemon. Vivillon is absolutely awesome. It has 18 different patterns, and I have all of them. I actually collected them. Some of them are really hard to find. It's based on the location from your DS. So, like, one of them, it's only located in Hawaii and, like, one island off the coast of Madagascar. And I got it. So, I put a lot of time into that. It also has a really cool move. It's the only Pokemon to have this move. It's called Powder. It's a priority move. And it covers the target in a powder that explodes and damages the target if it uses a fire-type move.
Oh my god.
So, it does no damage to you. And then it basically explodes on itself, kind of like Team Rocket every time.
Huh.
It is awesome, and I've used it before. It was so much fun to use. It's not the best Pokemon in the world, but I definitely have to breed one, and I have the collection. And because the collection is so difficult, and being Pokemon number 666 and being the exact opposite of it, I love Vivillon.
Well,
That's why I have mine.
Cross off. Let's see, number 1, Vivillon. No, seriously, that's actually really cool. That really made me like Vivillon a lot more.
Huh.
You're gonna see it in the battle. Don't worry.
Goddamn though. Number 2, shocker. I have Tyrantrum. I'm sorry. And this is one of those Pokemon that, like, you know, Gen 4, I was, like, you know, yelling with Mamoswine, the tusks, and Empoleon, he's a penguin with a tuxedo. I can't yell right now or else my parents will come in and think I'm insane, but this is one Pokemon that's, like, worth yelling about, because, like, some Pokemon I need to yell to make my case, and this Pokemon, I will be yelling, it's a fucking T-Rex, and you see the big, look at it, it's a T-Rex, and it's awesome, and it can wreck shit in battle, it's super duper strong, and some Pokemon I just envision, and, like, I was talking about Mamoswine, just, like, walking down your neighborhood, flipping over, just, I don't know, pickup trucks or whatever. Like, I imagine Tyrantrum, like, you know, Jurassic Park, you know, wrecking shit, just, you know, walking around, just, like, taking, just, you know, lifting off, you know, like, roofs of houses or something, you know, and just imagine, like, I just imagine, like, his, like, jaw being, like, the size of, like, a trailer or something like that. Just, Tyrantrum, freaky shit.
Full Godzilla mode.
Tyrantrum, that's all I can say.
Actually, its name is close to that. Not exactly. It's like Rexilus. I guess that's.
It has
T-Rex.
Tyrant in it. It has Tyrant. That's actually just realized that. But yeah, just play. What do you got?
I am gonna surprise some people that know my kind of taste in Pokemon and say Florges or Florges, whichever one you prefer. It really doesn't matter.
It's Florgeis.
Yeah.
No, it's
You know, that exactly. It's those Poke try-hard people that are like,
Regis.
no, you actually have to pronounce everything right, and but you know.
F. Lorges.
Low Reggies.
I'll be honest with you. When I saw the pre-evolutions, and when I caught one, and when I was traded one in the Wonderlock too, I'm like, what the hell is this shit? Fairy types are dumb. This is fucking dumb. Then I got my hands on this bastard, and it was like, oh my god, this thing has Dazzling Gleam. I can teach it Dazzling Gleam. It will wreck everything ruthlessly. And every Wonderlock that I do, I always end up with one of these, and I never regret it. It is that dude, or girl, depending on the gender, but it just kicks ass. Get yourself a Shiny Stone, evolve that thing, teach it Dazzling Gleam, and watch your team just automatically become better.
I mean, you could also do Moonblast, which is better.
You could do Moonblast as well, but for me, in the game, that was my memory, and that's what rocketed it up to number 2. Was just, I love that thing. It's your go-to during the game. Anytime you have a fairy type in just the regular playthrough of the game, that's the Pokemon you gotta go to, man. It is the one that will just wreck everything.
I gotta try that. I definitely gotta try that. Can we get a drum roll? Number 1?
I also know that you absolutely love Dazzling Gleam.
Yes.
You ruined it, Swam. We were gonna do drum roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 1.
Not using my hands.
Or are you, Elliot? Number 1.
Coming in at number 1 for me,
Dunsparce.
No. If it was Gen 2, maybe.
Bulbasaur.
Empoleon.
Hawlucha. Hawlucha, the wrestling Pokemon, a fighting flying type, the only Pokemon in the game to have a move that has dual typing. Its famous move, Flying Press, is a fighting and flying type move. It is awesome. Hawlucha is one of my favorite Pokemon, period. And its stats don't jump out to you. It has great speed and it has good attack. 92 attack, 118 speed. But think about this. The set that I first saw it on, it has the ability Unburden, so you give it a focus, sash type deal. You use Hone Claws, so you increase your attack and your accuracy. Then you get the speed booster faster than literally everything. Then you use Flying Press, which doesn't have perfect accuracy, or High Jump Kick with a boost already and perfect accuracy. 130 plus a stab. It is so much fun, and it brings me back to my days of Mucha Lucha. It reminds me of Snoopy, one of my absolute favorites, the little, I guess, pea-pod wrestler. Snoopy, that's what it reminds me of. And its shiny form is badass. That's why I have Hawlucha at number 1.
Can I just jump in real quick and say that I hate Hawlucha?
Go for it.
Is that cool? Like, and I don't mean hate as in literally hate that Pokemon, so don't get on me in the comments section.
Personal experience.
Personal experience, man.
Oh, yes,
third
that gym.
The
gym.
third gym.
That
just
ended Blade's
absolutely-
Hexlock, too.
Yeah. That Flying Press Hone Claws combo, you are absolutely right. It is a beast. It is a wrecker of worlds. And for me, there were a few planets wrecked. Maybe not the whole world everywhere all the time, but man, I got wrecked by that
black hole. I got you.
Yeah. It's like, you know, some people hate Miltank because of Whitney's Miltank in second gen. That's how I feel with Hawlucha. And I'm just like, oh man, I just want to punch it in the face. And at the same time, I want it on my team.
That move actually hits 5 types for super effective damage.
It's hit all 5 of them for me.
Man. Yeah, I have Aegis Slash, and it's for a few different reasons. But first of all, XY added in so many different things, like, you know, the dual type move, Mega Evolutions, Fairy types, the Furfrou with the different haircuts, and Vivillon with all the different, like, patterns and shit. Like, there's so many new, like, concepts and different things that Game Freak tried out once you start to think about it. And to me, the coolest was... The most creative, actually, I would say, is probably Aegis Slash. I find it, like, really cool, the ability, the stance change or whatever. I feel like you can really just use that to your advantage. I mean, obviously, you can use it to your advantage. And I feel like everyone was just... It was such a, like, letdown when they saw, you know, what's his name, Honedge, and then Zebblade, and they're like, oh, it's one of those. It's going to be 1 sword, then 2 swords, then 3 swords. And it was going to be terrible. But Aegis Slash actually really looks cool. Unlike all the other, like, the Clink Clang, whatever, like... that go 1, 2, 3. That didn't happen. Like, it has a shield and all that shit, and I just think it looks really cool. I just think it's a really interesting concept. Usually that's something that I don't have for a number 1, like that reason, but I just found that really cool. That's why I have Sylveon on here. And, yeah, may seem like a little lame reasoning, but I just love stance change. I think that's a really cool, just something really different that you don't really see, you know?
If I may, this is one of my most hated Pokemon. Period.
He said it before me, yes!
And it's one of my most hated Pokemon because it is the most frustrating thing to battle ever. It is literally a guaranteed stall against a Pokemon that doesn't heal.
That is why I love it.
It is so frustrating, and it's good. It's fun to use because it's a trolley type Pokemon, but it is a pain in the ass. King Shield, when you face this Pokemon, you know that every other turn is a wasted turn. It is so frustrating, but it is a good Pokemon. I'm not going to take that away from it. It has some good moves, and it's cool, and its shiny is cool. I just hate it.
Yes, I love the shiny. I actually have the shiny, and it's so awesome. I love it.
I hate you. I hate you.
I love it. I love it.
I hate you.
I love it. I love it.
No,
actually, no, I have Deblades.
I was quiet.
Yes.
I was quiet the entire time that you went into your love fest with your number 1 Pokemon, and I'm not going to rip it to shreds like everybody thinks I will. I will just say I have come around on Honedge and its evolutions as I have actually used one, but I'm still not happy with the fact that it's a sword. But I'm looking past that as far as the battling aspect.
It gets better, though.
You would love to have one on your team. Don't lie.
How about it also has a gender?
It also has a gender, which is confusing to me. I don't know what that means for the...
It has a penis on the other side of the shield, you know?
You stick the sword right in the box.
In the box.
All right. What do you have number 1?
Things that I like in my box include Yveltal, Yveltal. People say it all kinds of weird ways, but the way that I was told...
Why Vettel?
I don't know.
Why Veltal?
People like to correct, as I mentioned before. Yveltal. I enjoy it. I love it. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the Y version over the X version for that very reason. I'm like, I have to get that Pokemon right there. It's the seller. It's got my favorite colors in it, red and black.
Mine too.
I love it. I mean, I just look at that Pokemon and I'm like, holy shit, that thing has to be awesome. It would be the biggest letdown in the world if that thing sucked. And, you know, for some people say, well, you know, it's not that great. You know, it was really easy to catch. That was a letdown for me. I wanted to go into one of those, like, normally I don't like that. I wanted to go into one of those, like, 40-turn knockdown, drag-out battles.
No.
It was really disappointing with Yveltal that it wasn't more of a struggle to catch. It made it seem weaker to me.
I just used a Master Ball.
Why?
No books given.
Why would you do that?
I didn't know the capture rate was 70 instead of 3 like every other legendary Pokemon.
And not only that, but did you guys know, this might be a little surprise for those of you that haven't seen these episodes of some of the Let's Plays and Wonderlocks and stuff I've done. Did you know that if you kill it, it just restarts the battle?
That's such a...
What?
What?
If you kill Yveltal, it just restarts the battle. It'll say there's some message. It's in one of the Let's Plays or one of the Wonderlocks that I've done. I don't remember if it was with me and Elliot or it was one of the co-ops. It was either me and Elliot or me and Raz, I want to say. But if you go through there, I actually killed the Yveltal on accident, and it just restarts the battle. It was like, we want to see how powerful there's something, and it gives you another message. So it's like, okay, so does this thing have eternal life? Because that makes it even more badass. But the reasons I like it, it's got my favorite colors. It's another legendary that's awesome. And when I saw it, I'm just like, that thing is amazing. I love it. And if you use it, it's not too bad either. It's not the best one in the world, but I enjoy it. I love it. It was the one that defines this gen for me, is Cianati Veltal.
Just to make a point, that just ruined it for me completely. Goomy is 3 times harder to catch than Yveltal or Xerneas.
That's the downside to it.
It
So
has
I try to be
it has
fair,
a capture rate of
unbiased.
20.
Yeah.
Versus 70. Well, you know what?
yes,
But I would like to thank you, because in our egg lock, I was going to use a Master Ball.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for kind of giving me that heads up.
Fun
Because
times. I know, I caught my Xerneas with a fucking Pokeball. I was like, oh.
I'm going to use a quick ball, and I'm going to catch it in one thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I got a critical capture on my own. It was either the Y Let's Play or the Y Wonderlock. I got a critical capture out of the
I'm just going to
deal,
keep restarting critical capture with a Pokeball.
So we're getting ready to do honorable mentions, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I have one that I can think off the top of my head, 'cause I don't have mine written down like these people are prepared to have. Talonflame, because Talonflame is really just kind of like every other, like, beginning of the game flying type. You know, it's normal flying. This one's fire flying. Yeah, that's the main highlight. But Swami, what do you have?
I have 3. I have Heliolisk, because all 3 of its evolutions has a different weather helping
3?
ability. Yeah, all 3 of its abilities. It has 2 normal
Like I said,
abilities.
evolutions.
Oh no, it's abilities. It has Dry Skin, Sand Veil, and Solar Power. Each one is powered up by a different type of weather. So I think that's really awesome. It could be on any of the weather teams. Talonflame, I don't like it because of Gale Wing, but I love it because it has Flame Body and Fly, and it's the most useful thing for me for breeding, and it's sped up everything.
Yeah, that's another
so
thing
much.
that I enjoy with Talonflame. Just been, like, handy, you know?
Yeah, and last one is Clawitzer, because it's awesome when it's red, and the ability Mega Launcher is absolutely sick, on top of the fact that it has all of the egg moves to breed onto a Blastoise to make that Pokemon as good as well. So it's not just itself, it's also the fact that it helps other Pokemon. So
Yeah, but Tierno has one, so meh.
Tierno battles,
There's one kid in my school that looks just like Tierno. It's like, Tierno,
Oh
it's like,
my God.
funny, yeah.
I require a picture at the 4th Gen Gamer on Twitter.
Alright,
Yep.
I'll be like the creep that takes a picture in the hallway.
Just tell
I
him
need
to dance
to
and take
get
a picture, dude. Tell him what's going
Just
on
ask him to
YouTube.
start dancing.
Yeah, he might be insulted. Alright, JPP.
I
Honorable
have
mentions.
2 and now a half because I didn't forget about Talonflame, but I didn't want to put 2 fire types on my list, so Pyroar went out. But yeah, Talonflame, awesome, speedy, attacky. I like it, and it's one of the most badass looking birds
Hell yeah.
in the whole all 6 gens.
Aside
I
from
enjoy it.
Staraptor, 4th gen.
Nope, Talonflame.
Nope.
Sorry.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Braviary,
Anyway-
Braviary's pretty sick though.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Yeah.
But then I also have Fennekin and Barbarical. I am one of the
Barbarical's
few.
awesome.
I am one of the few apparently that likes Fennekin. It's got a magic wand. It's got a stick. It's a whatever. I don't give a fuck what it is that
It has
it
a wand in its anus.
Delphox is pretty awesome.
I love the look of it, and Fennekin is awesome. I've seen a Fennec fox in real life. It's based on an animal. It looks cool. I like
So
the
it's based on
moveset.
a real animal for once.
Since,
Yes. Exactly.
Since like 1st gen.
I went to the zoo. I saw me a Fennec fox. It was awesome, and I
Awesome.
like the typing. I don't like the typing necessarily for competitive so much as I like having a fire and psychic type. I'm still that Gen 1er that's like, man, psychic wrecks everything, blah blah blah. But yeah, I like that, and then I like Barbarical because me and Swami have the egg lock, and I didn't realize the powerful nature of this bastard until I used it. But it looks cool, it acts cool, and it's good in battle too.
Actually, Delphox has pretty good typing.
I enjoyed it. I mean, some people say, well, it's dual typing, I don't like it. Whatever.
Just
Don't
one piece
care.
of
I
shit.
like it.
So yeah, that's it for this countdown, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like. Check out Just Play's channel as well as Swami's, both linked down below, and the Pokemon Fab 5, youtube.com/PokemonFab5. Of course, next time we're going to be doing top 5 legends with Hydros Place, who's been hooking us all up with the intros and all that awesome stuff. Then we're going to be doing some shinies and some other awesome countdowns. Leave some suggestions on guests that we should have and other countdowns that we should have in the future. And anything you guys want to throw in before we get out of here?
Yes.
Right in the box.
Can we do a top 5 Bulbasaurs?
No.
I think number 1 would be Anime Bulbasaur.
I think it's Egglock Bulbasaur. I think that's number 1.
No, anime.
Egglock
Anime.
Bulbasaur, huh?
Anime.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll consider it. We'll talk to our writers.
Excellent.
Yes. All right. Thank you for watching, everybody. Until next time, this is 4th Gen Gamer and
SwamiStudios and
Just Play Pokemon. 4GG does awesome graphics. Hire and buy.
see ya.
see ya.